going to need for your little headband. So you're going to need any kind of worsted weight yarn. So this is just the regular like size 4 yarn. I found this ball of gray yarn that I had, so I think it would be really cute. You'll need some scissors. You'll need some kind of a stitch marker. So this could be a paper clip, actual stitch markers. You can use anything that you can just hook onto a stitch to remind you like this is where you started. A tapestry needle. If you don't have this, it's okay. Your crochet hook will work just fine. And your 5mm crochet hook. So these are the only things you need to make this super cute headband. So let's get started. Just a reminder, I did not create this pattern. This is not mine. I found it online and I thought it would be a fun thing for us to do together. So I am by no means claiming credit for this. Also, I painted my nails and wouldn't you know that they've already chipped off. I tried, you guys, I tried. Okay, so the pattern, which I will link below, says to start by chaining 56. So this is for an adult size headband. It does give options for smaller sizes for children. So these are like super customizable. Okay, so I started with my slip knot and now we're going to chain 56. So 2, 3, 8. My ball of yarn is gonna cause me problems. I'm just gonna put it on the floor. I'm at 8, 9, 10. This ball of yarn, you guys. 11, 12, 13. I have a knot in my, oh well. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I totally lost count. That's okay. I feel like this should be 56, but I definitely lost count somewhere in there. But I'm just gonna go with it. It should be fine. And I know it looks small when you start, but it stretches, and once you add your stitches, it's gonna get bigger. Okay, so now we have our 56 or however many that you decided to chain. Now we slip stitch into the first chain. So my hook is over here. We're gonna take our end. What are we doing? We're gonna take our end, so our very first stitch. Now you wanna make sure that your yarn isn't twisting or turning or anything. Like, you wanna make sure that the way you connect it is straight. So you're gonna bring it around. So I have my end, and I'm going to slip stitch into the very first stitch. Now I know we haven't learned slip stitch yet. So basically you just pick it up. Let me find my working yarn here. We're a hot mess here today. Okay, so a slip stitch is just yarn over and pull through both. So it's just a little connection stitch. So now we have a connected circle, okay? Pretty easy. So this is where your stitch marker is going to come in handy. So what I like to do is mark this connection. This is a helpful reminder of where your first stitch is, so you know like when you've completed one full round. So I just hook it on into my first stitch, so I just remember where I am. Okay, so that was row 1, and we're going to move on to row 2, which is begin working in the rounds. We chain 1, so just chain 1. We know how to do that. Chain 1, And now we half double crochet around. So we haven't learned the half double crochet stitch, but I'm going to teach you because it's super easy. So just like with the double crochet, you're going to yarn over first. You're going to insert into your first stitch. You yarn over. And now, you see how we have 3? You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 stitches. So that's a half double. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. So now you have 3 stitches. Yarn over, pull through all 3. So that's just a really simple half double crochet stitch. And that's the only stitch that we're going to need for this entire little headband. So you're just gonna keep going through. My yarn, you guys, I'm always fighting with yarn. You're just gonna go through and what did I do there? That's right. You're just gonna half double crochet in all the stitches around. If you counted, you should be doing it in 56 stitches. So that's something to be mindful of when you're doing it. Okay, so basically, you just do this. This is a super easy pattern, really nice beginner project. Working in the round is sometimes tricky, so that's something to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. You guys should see my camera setup right now. I have it set up on like 2 Bibles and a Bible commentary in front of my face. So I am reaching around and crocheting this way, but I wanted it to be a little higher so you could see a little bit more. But it is a learning experience for me to learn how to crochet around obstacles. Okay, so see, I'm at a point now where I'm having issues picking up this stitch. I think it was when I was slip stitching, or chain stitching, I had some issues. So this is kind of slow moving this first round, just because it's harder to find the stitches, but once you get this first round in, it's gonna be really easy. There's my knot. I must have used this yarn and pulled it out of a project, and that's why there's a knot. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going around. I think you've got the hang of the half double crochet by now. And I will meet you back when I have made my way all the way to this first stitch. Okay, I'm back and I'm a few stitches away from joining up with my stitch marker. So we're just gonna keep, what are we doing? We're double crocheting, half double crocheting. We're just gonna continue until we get to our stitch marker here. All right, I'm gonna do right here. And now I should be meeting up. Oh, it looks like I've got one more stitch that I can do here. Like I said, working in the round is a little tricky, but once you get this first row in, you're gonna be totally fine. I'm gonna go right here and do one more. And now I have pretty much met up with this. So now we're going to join to the first half double crochet. So what this means is we're going to slip stitch into like that first like chain 1 that we did. We're going to go like this, pull through again, and there we have our first row. So now all we're going to do is repeat exactly what we just did. So we're going to repeat row 2 until we have 8 rows or more. they said you can make it as wide or as narrow as you want it. So totally up to you. So row 2, all it was chain 1, and now we're just going to half double crochet. We're just going to keep half double crocheting all the way around. It's easy to see the stitches now because like our row is kind of already established. So you're just gonna go all the way around, and you're gonna keep going around, then you'll join at your stitch marker with a slip stitch, chain 1, and keep half double crocheting around. So I'm gonna finish this up, and I will meet you back when I have my 8 rows, or however like wide I want it. When I have that done, I'll meet you back and we will finish it together. All right, we are back. I have my 8 rows and I just have a few more stitches to do here, and then we get to fasten off. So I'll show you how to fasten off here when I finish. I have one more stitch to do. Okay, and so how we're fastening off is I just did my last stitch in the row, and here is where we would join with the next row. So you would join with the slip stitch, and that's where I'm going to stop. So the pattern says to leave a long tail, so about 12 inches. So your tail, I'm just gonna leave probably about 12 inches or so. The more, if you have more, it's fine. So you're gonna cut it off, drop your yarn, you don't need it anymore. And now what you do with your yarn that's cut is you're going to wrap it around, yarn over, pull through, and you're gonna pull all the way through. So now we have this little knot. You're gonna tighten it up, and that's how you cinch it together. So now we have this super cute little headband I'm so excited about. I'm going to take my stitch marker out because I don't need that anymore. So now what it says to do is to weave in your first tail. So not the long tail that you have, but this little tail that you have from when you began. So how you do that is you use your tapestry needle. This is where this comes into play. So there's really no rhyme or reason on how to weave in your ends, but I will show you a technique that I use that seems to work the best. So for this particular one, I'm just gonna take it and weave through this bottom edge. So I like to go in and out of the stitches for a little bit more than an inch, half inch, and then I'm gonna pull it through. I'll turn it this way, it's a little bit easier. Pull it all the way through, and now I'm going to take it back. So going over the opposite stitches, I'm just gonna take it back the same direction that I can, no rhyme or reason, just getting it in, and then pull it through, and then you have this little end left, but you can go ahead and cut that little end off. Make sure you don't cut your project, and there, you can hardly see it. Now we're going to make that super cute little cinch that's in the headband pattern. Jude has to go potty apparently. You can go ahead. So I'm gonna do this right along with you. I have not done this yet, so this is new to me. So it says to work with your seam. So my seam is right here. So I'm gonna go with that. So it says to pinch it in half, and then you want to fold these edges up. So you see how we have like this little sandwich here? That's what we're gonna go with. Oh, okay, so I should have put my tapestry needle on first. Hold on a second. Thread your needle first. You could probably do this with a crochet hook. I know I mentioned in the beginning that you could do that. Looking at it now, it might be a little difficult, but you can try. Hold on. So I have my tapestry needle threaded on that long tail that we left. I have the one cinch in the middle, and then I folded the 2 ends over. And now it says I'm gonna turn it. Bear with me, guys. Like I said, I'm doing this for the first time with you. It says just to kind of like thread through them. So it says to do it close to the surface. I feel like mine is crooked. Okay, I'm gonna fold it again. So middle fold, 2 little folds, pinch together. Okay, I lost my needle and I can't see it right here. Okay, so I'm gonna thread through here, thread through here, and thread through here. So I've got 3 sections on my needle, and pull through. It says to do this a few times to secure the cinch. So I think what I'm going to do is wrap it around and do it again. So I'm gonna keep the stitches going in the same direction. Yeah, that looks good. Do it again. Just to make sure that that cinch is going to hold. I'm gonna do it one more time. Make sure I've got all the little bits in there. There we go. It says tie off underneath and weave in tail. So I'm not sure what they mean by tie in underneath, because I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to like go under here maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna loop through this and I'm going to make a knot. And I'm gonna do that one more time. So I'm just going through this way, looping through. One of my ends is stuck in there. There we go. So now I've got a really good knot in there. Yeah, that works. And now it says just to weave in ends. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Where should I go? I'm just gonna go in here. Same thing, just kind of weave your way through about an inch, inch and a half. Go back around, same direction you came. Doesn't have to be perfect. Pull through. I have a frustrated child in there. And now we're just gonna cut our end off. You can kind of just tuck that little end in, no one will see it. And there's our cute little cinched headband. Look how cute that is. I feel like my cinch looks a little different than what it should, but that's okay. You can play around with that. You can make it however you want. So there, you made a headband, and I'm so excited. This is such a fun little project. I know I completed it in less than an hour, so this is a perfect thing to make. Just pop on your favorite show, whip one of these up. You can give it as gifts, you can sell them. Crochet is a great money maker. You can sell these for like 10 bucks. People would buy them for sure. It's a good way to use up yarn, you name it. So I'm going to attend to my cranky child, and I hope that you had so much fun making these, and I can't wait to see yours. I'll talk to you guys later. Happy crocheting!